On November 1st, 2022, the world stood still when reports were released sharing the passing of 28-year-old Takeoff after being involved in an incident in Houston, Texas. With Takeoff being a member of the hip-hop trio Migos alongside his uncle Quavo and first cousin Offset, the sudden passing would not settle well with both of them alongside millions of fans across the world. And it wouldn't be long until major names in the rap industry would react to the news.
R.I.P. Takeoff, bro. Shaking my head, man. Humble. Bad Music Syndicate won't show QC, all the family. We sending some prayers and love for y'all. All Takeoff family, Quavo, Offset, all y'all. Bad Music Syndicate won't, send their prayers out. This rap whack, bro. I ain't lying. We targets now, bro. We used to be heroes, Everybody want us out of here, bro. R.I.P. Takeoff.
To even Master P sharing,
and hip hop is too young. Rest in peace to Takeoff. My condolences goes out to Takeoff family, Quavo, man, all my soldiers and soldier reps. Hip hop has turned to the new streets. We used to be in the streets trying to get into hip hop, which is crazy. When you walk out your house, tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know who might not come back. And no matter how old or young you are, it's crazy. I love y'all soldiers and salute to everybody. Let's save the next generation.
With all of the attention in the entire world going on how this happened, the internet ended up closing the case of Takeoff's passing faster than the feds did, including all of the suspects in the case. Now, Takeoff's passing would ultimately lead to the breakup between the Migos. There was already inside beef going on within the trio between Quavo and Offset. Then when Takeoff sadly passed, the beef would only get worse between the two, where Quavo was seen sneak dissing Offset in his new song's lyrics, as well as avoiding him at a very recent NBA game, choosing not to sit with him and avoiding him at all costs. However, the beef didn't really feel real until Quavo dropped another Takeoff tribute track titled Greatness. Now, in the song lyrics, he mentions that the Migos are now done as a group, as on February 22nd, Quavo ended all speculation revolving around the idea of Quavo and Offset returning as a duo for the Migos. As in the lyrics, Quavo states, "So don't ask about the group. He's gone, we gone. Young man, it can't come back." When he's saying he's gone, he's referring obviously to Takeoff's passing, but also confirming that the Migos are now officially over. A main issue between Offset having beef with Quavo is that Offset was not invited to the Halloween party that Quavo and Takeoff went to on November 1st. But he's also upset with Quavo because Quavo is not helping the feds solve Takeoff's passing case, as currently the court case is being stalled by Quavo. The police department has been getting statements from witnesses at the scene to truly understand how Takeoff passed, but there's one person that's not helping. The feds are hoping Quavo will help, and he continues to decline their phone calls. As it was reported, also revealed in court was Quavo, another member of the Migos and Takeoff's uncle, was a part of the argument and altercation that led to the incident. Defense attorneys and prosecutors said Quavo has not been cooperating, and instead of cooperating with the feds, Quavo is handling it himself, releasing songs and speeches dedicated to Takeoff, as Quavo's actions at the scene did play a huge role in the passing of Takeoff, as mentioned by DJ Academics.
Quavo says, you know what? I'm gonna walk off. He's like, yo, let's go. But I'm gonna also be honest, he says something that I think could have incited the whole thing. Not that necessarily is his fault. He says, man, let me get on it. Let me get up on out of here before I hurt somebody. And when you think about all these situations, like Quavo says that, I think that sets in motion, granted, the argument sets everything in motion, but him walking away and saying that, I think someone acted on behalf of whoever he was arguing with. The guy with the either seen someone else brandish, he pulled out his, Quavo's already out the mix, so he's back there, the melee's here, Takeoff is still in the middle.
If you're a fan of Takeoff, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Now, to further prove that Offset is upset with Quavo for not being with Takeoff when he sadly passed, their speeches at Takeoff's funeral were not together. They had different people alongside them.
You always with me, and we did everything together. Since we was kids, you been by my side, looking up at me with them eyes. Same eyes you got as my sister. Waiting on me to make the next move, then you followed up right behind me. You always made sure I did it first, so you can do it right with me. You never competed with me. We was always on the same team because you hated playing against me because I always played too hard or too rough. And I can hear mama saying, not too rough, son. Remember our first dream was to be tag team partners in the WWE. We fell in love with WWE wrestling. We had every...
Which then leads into Offset's speech at Takeoff's funeral.
Change the culture of music forever. You did that, Tate. You changed that flow. That flow came from Tate, the originator. The originator of that flow. It changed the music. Lord, give us the strength. Just give us the strength, the family, everybody, give us some strength. I don't want to question you, God, but I don't get it. I don't get you sometimes. And I believe in you, Father. Change the culture of music forever. You did that, Tate.
However, with the help of their speeches at Takeoff's funeral, all suspects for the passing would later be arrested, revealing the real reason why Takeoff passed away. First suspect is Patrick Clark. As DJ Academics tweeted, police arrest man for the passing of Takeoff. His name is Patrick Clark. Sources say in Texas, he's commonly known as DJ Pat. Academics also shared, according to court documents, Patrick Clark, aka DJ Clark, applied for an emergency passport days after Takeoff's passing, as well as booking a flight to Mexico. When police arrested him, he had a large amount of cash on him, as prosecutors claim that he's a flight risk for bond, which leads into the second suspect known as Cameron Joshua, aka Lil Cam. As it was reported by Rap TV, just in, Takeoff's passing suspect, Cameron Joshua, has been arrested on firearm possession, with the official arrest paperwork added to the tweet. The third suspect is Takeoff's own boy, named Migo Bands, as Migo Bands spent the entire day with Quavo and Takeoff and is a close family friend. Migo Bands is seen throughout the night on Instagram stories wearing a snapback hat, single diamond chain, a Gucci bag, as well as a t-shirt. Now, the new evidence released in Takeoff's passing case revealed a list of Instagram stories piecing together an entire day of events for the Migos rappers alongside Migo Bands. As 10 hours before the passing, their day starts with Quavo, Takeoff, and Migo Bands finding a driver for their vehicle for the night, as the three were invited to a Halloween party hosted by J Prince Jr. Before arriving, Quavo and Takeoff made rounds around their area, meeting up with family and friends before heading over to J Prince's party. A few hours then pass, and an Instagram story shows Quavo, Takeoff, Migo Bands, and their driver driving over to J Prince's party located in Houston, Texas. As the party starts with Quavo and Takeoff performing a few songs at the beginning of the night. After this was over, the two Migos rappers as well as Migo Bands were seen walking into an after party room where games of dice were being played in exchange for cash, as well as some business meetings off to the side. Now, it's in this after party room where all three suspects are now standing within 15 feet from each other. The most concerning part was Quavo knew the second suspect, Cameron Joshua, was up to no good before anything even happened. As shared in this screenshot, here's Quavo giving suspect number 2, Cameron, a very ugly look, almost as if he knew Cam was up to no good this night. Now, Cameron was seen wearing a yellow sweater this entire night. Make sure you remember that. Now, after the party was officially over, a group of people that were invited were not done playing games of dice. So with everyone exiting the bowling alley, which this was all located at, they all just stood in front of it inside of the Houston Mall. Now, inside of this shopping center, it's the bowling alley called 810 Billiards in Bowling, Houston. There was up to roughly 30 people standing in front of this location in a huge circle, with 4 to 6 people playing games of dice in exchange for cash. Now, reports state that Migos rapper Quavo was one of the 50 to 30 men standing and playing dice, but that is false, as Quavo was just watching. While watching people play games of dice, a mystery man who remains nameless till this day walks up to Quavo and begins calling him many names, mocking him for the way that he played during a celebrity basketball game just a few weeks prior. At this moment, Takeoff is roughly 7 feet behind Quavo, minding his own business and watching people play. Now, Quavo is seen starting to argue back and forth with this individual. Quavo is then seen by witnesses screaming, "Man, I don't care about no basketball game. I'm gonna leave before I get angry." Now, at this current time, with things starting to escalate and voices getting louder, Cameron is seen in a yellow sweater walking through the crowd of people and standing right beside Quavo, wondering what is going on. And with the yelling only escalating more, Migo Bands is seen then also walking through the group of people, standing on the other side of Quavo, getting ready for some sort of backup in case stuff goes down. Now, you can tell this is Migo Bands because of the t-shirt, Gucci bag, single diamond chain, and snapback hat that he was wearing on Instagram earlier on in the night. Now, footage reveals that Migo Bands is standing to one side of Quavo, Cameron Joshua is standing to the other side, and there's not a camera footage showing where Patrick Clark is, but sources say, as well as witnesses, he was standing over to the side as well. A little bit further though. Now, while Takeoff is starting to pay attention to what's going on, it was noted that Quavo was done with this argument. Quavo, he then turns his back and begins walking away. While he turns his back, the mystery man he's arguing with swings towards Quavo. He misses, but him doing that motion causes Takeoff to start walking forward, and just imagine the three suspects standing in a triangle shape. With the three suspects standing in a triangle, Takeoff ends up walking directly in the middle of this triangle where Quavo was before he started walking away, and while doing so, it appears that someone pulls a firearm out. Allegedly, Cameron Joshua was the first to start reaching for his firearm. Now, him doing so causes Migo Bands to start reaching for his, which then leads to Patrick Clark reaching for his. Witnesses at the scene claim that Migo Bands used his firearm first. This then caused Patrick Clark and Cameron Joshua to use theirs as well. All three suspects using their firearm wildly, not even really paying attention to where they're using it. This would be in the end where Takeoff would sadly be affected by strays, as he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and this would lead to the sad passing of Takeoff.